Inside the Lethbridge Hurricanes locker room and with outgoing forward of the Hurricanes, Brayden Edwards, after 4 years in the Western Hockey League, most of his time with the Lethbridge Hurricanes. Appreciate you doing this. First, let's talk about after 4 years in the league, on your way out. Does it feel real at this point?
I think it starts to kick in once you get a few days off. Just the realization that you're moving on from junior hockey, one of the most fun times of your life. Yeah, I think it is a realization now, and obviously it's sad, but I'm excited for whatever the future holds.
You always talk to players as they move on from junior hockey or years later when you're catching up about junior hockey. You talk about the best time of your life. Was it that, and did it go by quickly?
Yeah, for sure. I think everyone would agree, to be honest. All of our 20-year-olds, we were all talking about it. We had a bunch of chats after the season. It is the best time of your life. You have a great time, and you don't realize how fun it is until it's over, and it flies by, to be honest. It feels like, I don't know, a year ago I was just coming in, getting traded here, and meeting all the guys like it was my first day, but yeah.
Let's talk about the trade, because drafted by the Winnipeg Ice in the 6th round, maybe start there with being a part of that organization early and getting drafted to the Western Hockey League, and then you get traded. So talk about being drafted first and what it meant to you to start your journey with Winnipeg.
Big thanks to Winnipeg for giving me an opportunity, starting off my career. Yeah, I had an awesome time there too, and then eventually on the deadline when they moved me, I was excited, a little nervous, but when it happened, after like the first day, I was really comfortable. The guys were awesome. They took me in and made the transition really easy. So I'm really thankful for that.
Had a really good second half in your first year with Lethbridge. Finished with 27 points. The next year, 28 points. Followed it with 70 and then 77 in your last year. Progress and development isn't always linear, but it seemed to be with you. So how much pride did you take in being able to get better every year?
Yeah, I think it's really important for everyone. Just being able to try to take a step, having big off season, I think that's the main point. Just really putting in the work, dialing in the off season, trying to become a better player as much as you can. Improve your weaknesses, try to make them become strengths, even though it's hard. But yeah, just putting in that extra work.
4 years with the Lethbridge Hurricanes, capped off with, as I mentioned, a 77-point year, back-to-back 30-goal seasons, and some playoff success. So in your overage season, maybe talk about how much fun it was to come to the rink every day.
Yeah, it was my favorite year by far. Just the group of guys we had here, we were hanging out every day. We were at the rink all day together, and then we'd go to someone's house and hang out. It was an awesome time. All the guys, I think our whole team really had a good year. Everyone enjoyed themselves. We were sad to see it end because we just wanted to keep going.
You mentioned the years that everybody had this season, and it felt like from top to bottom most people had a career year. When individual success happens, quite often that leads to team success. So to have a season like this where you had on ice success and then parlayed that to playoff success, how much fun was the run to the Eastern Conference Final?
Yeah, I think everyone really enjoyed it. It was a grind, obviously, but I think that's the most fun part about it. Just coming to the rink every day, working your butt off, and then the coaches also made it a super fun environment to be around, and all the staff. Every day, everyone wanted to come to the rink. We were having a great time, so I think big credit goes to them.
When you think of the run, what's the highlight for you, and maybe the highlight for you in your career with the Hurricanes?
Yeah, I'd probably say beating Calgary. That was a really cool moment. Obviously a long series. It was a grind. It took a toll on our bodies, but just being able to persevere through it, all the ups and downs, and come out on top. I think it was huge for our group.
When you think about your time in Lethbridge, parts of 4 seasons, the grow up age range, right? 16, 17 years old to 20, 21. What did it mean to be a part of this organization? What did it mean to you to be a Lethbridge Hurricane?
I think it meant a lot. I think just representing yourself on and off the ice, I think that's a huge part of it. And then just the community involvement. Our fans are great, and also just doing what I can to make relationships with people all over Lethbridge, try to leave a positive impact as much as I can.
Positive impact. You at the start of this season put the initiative forward to donate money for every point that you had this season to Special Olympics Lethbridge. Talk about that. Obviously, it's been publicized of why and how, but maybe talk to the importance, and for those that didn't know, why that initiative came to light.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome little charity that everyone can donate to if you have any spare money. But how I came across it was my brother competes in the Special Olympics. He started last summer, and just going to some of the events, you see all the laughter and joy they have. Enjoying themselves, making friends, just being able to be themselves. So any way I can support it makes me happy, so I love to do it.
I know in 4 years, anytime that you were asked a question about your family, you always light up. So maybe talk about mom, dad, all your family that supported you to this point in your hockey journey, and maybe the impact that they've had on you.
They're a huge part of my life. Both my brothers were really close, and then mom and dad, they made a lot of sacrifices over the years, and they're always doing their best to come out to games, support me as much as they can. They never miss a game. So big thanks to them, as well as my billet family. From day one, they took me in. I can't really thank them enough. They made my life super easy, always supportive, and I just want to thank them too.
When you think about the 4 years, obviously the moments come and go. You talk about big goals or big games, big wins. You mentioned the Calgary win. That'll stand a lifetime, but maybe talk about the relationships and that you've been able to build with your teammates, people that aren't your teammates, and what that means to you, and of course Logan Wormald, who holds a special relationship with you.
Yeah. I think you make so many great bonds over your years. I'm still in touch with guys from my first year. We talk all the time, so I think it's just we're a family in here, every team I've been a part of, and those relationships last for life. But as for Worm, I've been friends with him for a while, so it's nothing new, but obviously we're pretty close. We like to, share some laughs and do some things, but he's a good time to be around for sure.
Talk about the relationship with Worm, because for people that don't maybe know, the relationship goes beyond your time with the Lethbridge Hurricanes. So for those that don't know the backstory and relationship between Brayden Edwards and Logan Wormald, co-MVPs, line mates for 4 years, but it's more than that, isn't it? Yeah.
I want to say I first met him when we were in Yale. It might have been a little before that, but he was on the varsity team lower than me, but we used to hang out all the time. We used to play some Fortnite together. That was what started it, actually, which is kind of crazy, but but anyway, so we've been really good friends from then. Always hanging out every summer, and then I just so happened I got traded here, and I was like, oh, I know someone. It was a good guy to have in my corner, and just a great guy to spend the last 4 years with for sure.
Maybe, and then talk about the on-ice connection, because it was the yin to the yang. You grew up on the West Coast, and as did I, of course. And you see the chemistry that Henrik and Daniel Sedin had. You guys aren't brothers, but it felt like there was some second sense or third sense that you and Logan had. So maybe talk about how much fun it was to play with him every night, and the chemistry that you guys had on the ice.
Obviously, we had pretty good success together. I think it goes to our bond off the ice. We're really tight, so it just makes everything so much better. We want to make each other better players on the ice, so any way we can do that, we do. And he's a really good player, and he's easy to find on the ice for me, and he makes my life easy too.
As you come to a close in your junior career, what do you hope that your legacy is, what you're remembered for in Lethbridge as you move on to the next step?
Yeah, I think, obviously, I'd like to be remembered for some of my play style on the ice, working hard every day, giving my best effort as much as I can. And then off ice, just being involved in the community in any way I can, and just remembered as a positive role model.
As we close with Brayden Edwards, a couple more. Lethbridge, what does Lethbridge mean to you, having been here for 4 years, the support that you've been able to get from the fans over the years? When you think about moving on now from the city, what stands out?
I think the fans are a huge part of it. Every night, they come and support us. It can be a Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. They're always there, having our backs, cheering for us, winning or losing. So I think that's it was always a huge boost for us, and we're really thankful for that.
Lastly, you got the taste of going to an NHL camp last September with Detroit, and I know you came back hungry. So anything that is next for you? Is the goal to play professional?
The goal right now, I'd say, is to play professional. I'm not sure exactly where that is right now. I'm just still figuring that out. But a decision will come hopefully soon.
Brayden Edwards, hard work always was the key to your success, and I imagine, and I'm not going to be surprised when that continues moving forward. 247 career games in the Western Hockey League, 236 of them as a member of the Lethbridge Hurricanes. Thanks for this. Thanks for everything that you've brought to the organization. We wish you nothing but the best moving forward.
Thanks, Forbesy. Appreciate it.